everybody, I am Caitlin Ciandel and I am the co-founder and CEO of Kuza. And today I wanted to talk to our small business owners about the importance of having an HR strategy in your business. So this past week, I have been doing customer interviews with some of our users. I did 6 customer interviews. 5 of them were with our paying customers. 1 is with a potential customer who is coming on board because we have a great product. And when I was doing the customer interviews, the intention was I wanted to figure out more about how Kuza can help you guys in regards to your operational efficiency, because your operational efficiency will really be able to dictate how big you guys can grow. And so one of the questions that I asked was, where do you see yourself in your business in 5 years? Like, how do you envision it operating? What do you want to accomplish? Because I think that all of these things are possible for you guys, but if you don't understand how to set up your business in an operational way that essentially supports those goals, you guys won't be able to attain them. And so one of the biggest things that came up was essentially hiring people and trusting your employees. And I had a business owner say, how can I make an employee respect me? Sometimes there's this mentality that employees actually think they're business partners with you, and if that is happening, that's a very big problem, and I would almost suggest you fire that person, because it's going to be very hard to walk that back. And that is honestly the fault of the business owner, because this is really your responsibility as an owner, is to guide the whole company, like to guide it closer to the vision. And so I wanted to talk about 2 things of essentially how you guys can start your HR strategy, because when we start something new, we can't figure out, like the HR strategy that you're going to need a year or 2 down the road when your business grows is going to be very different than the HR strategy that you need right now. So what we just want to focus on is the right now, because that's what we know is real, right? So if you are a small business owner and you have, a couple of employees, maybe you only have 1 employee, I'm going to look at this from the example of like a shop attendant. So let's say you're a product-based business, you have a location, you have a shop attendant. This is how I would actually recommend you guys to onboard your employees. So first, I would create 2 positions. You have a junior shop attendant and you have a senior shop attendant. Any new employee that comes into your business is going to be a junior shop attendant. All of this needs to be communicated very, very clearly and on paper to your employee so that they know what their title is and what their responsibilities are. When this isn't clear, there's a lot of confusion in the business. One of the things also about having an HR strategy is that you're able to incentivize and promote people, which is really good for retention. So I would start with a junior shop attendant role. I would very clearly outline what those responsibilities include. So what time should they be there? What time should they leave? How long is their lunch? When is their lunch? How much are they paid per month? Are you guys doing pay advancements for your employees? I would say no. I don't think you should even go down that lane, because if you pay in advance someone for a month or 2 and they end up becoming a shit employee, you're stuck with them. So you want to remain in control. I personally would not recommend them, especially for your low-level employees. I think that can potentially change after you've worked with someone for a while, but even then, there needs to be rules around your pay advancements. So those are the key thing. And then what are they responsible for? And you want to try and be as clear as possible, right? So do you want your junior shop attendant taking maybe 2 pictures a week of your products and writing a little description? Do you want your shop attendant, I don't know. These are the things that it's kind of hard for me to give strategy in depth for a business owner. This is more general, but these are the things that you want to talk about. And then that's going to come at a certain pay rate. Then you're going to have a senior level shop attendant. This promotion can, I would say, maybe come 6 months after someone's worked for you. Usually within 6 months, you're going to see someone's true colors. And so at that point, you can either decide, or it may come sooner, if you're going to fire someone or if you want to promote them. And so with the senior shop attendant, you want to give them a little bit more responsibility, and you want to also give them a pay raise. Because HR strategy is not only about firing people, but it's also about understanding who is good in your business and how to retain talent. This is just so important to your growth. If you're constantly having turnover in your employees, you're just not going to be able to grow your business to where you want it to be, because you need help to grow a business, and you need to understand what roles you have to hire for in order to help your business grow. And so this is why having an HR strategy is so important, because when I talk to business owners, and I wouldn't be surprised if you guys feel the same, most people want to take a high level supervisory role eventually, where they're like managing the managers and like really working on strategy and like reviewing what's not working, what is, all of this stuff. Eventually, you know, as a business owner, you don't want to be day-to-day operations. That is where your employees come in, but you need to train them, and you need to make sure you understand what your business needs. And this is also why I think you should just start off with 2 job descriptions, or just start off with 1. And then as you see that person, you can also understand, you as a business owner, what responsibility do you now want to give over to your senior shop attendant? Maybe with your junior shop attendant in the shop, you know, you had to be in the shop maybe 3 days a week. Now you only want to be there 1 day a week. And that's something you can do with your senior shop attendant. This is also how you incentivize like your employees. You know, one of the most challenging things here, it seems like, is that because there hasn't been a lot of investment in the general workforce here, there are a lot of like soft skills that are just lacking. And so this directly hinders you as a business owner, because you need a good workforce to get you to where you want to be, right? And so I actually think that it's going to be the responsibility of small business owners to actually start to train people and do some skill like passing on and acquisition to their employees, so that you guys are now creating a more healthy workforce for all of Kenya, which I know is a big responsibility, but like, small business owners, you guys are the majority of businesses that are in this country. And I know also that there is a lot of fear around giving someone a skill set or giving someone too much knowledge. And this is why so many people withhold knowledge here. There's not going to be business growth and fear-based decision making. And so I'm not telling you to tell your employee everything. Oh, introduce them to your suppliers, you know, tell them everything. No, obviously don't do that. But if there's a skill set that you can teach them that's going to help you with your growth, you first need to understand when is the appropriate time to do that, so when there's trust, and then how you're going to train them. And you also just need to be comfortable with the fact that there is always a chance that they're going to leave the business and potentially go start their own. But that's okay. There is nothing in business where you can guarantee like that people aren't going to do that. I personally think that most people here would love to just have a stable salaried job where they can be employed. And so, and you know, they're mentally stimulated, they're treated well, this sort of thing. I think that if the small business sector could provide that for people, that most people would actually feel comfortable staying in those roles, especially if there's growth. But you just have to be okay to take some of these risks as a business owner to get to where you want to be with those goals, because it's like the only way. And also remind yourself like how hard it was to start your business, how many mistakes you made. You know, even let's just like play out the worst case scenario that you trained your employee, the employee left, took all of your clients, which again, just like isn't really statistically possible. Like the chances of them being able to maintain and run a business, and if it's their first time, there's like a very high chance of failure, because as you guys know, there's so much more that goes into running a business than just understanding one skill set. So you need to be okay to do some like knowledge transfer and skill transfer to your employees, because this is where like HR strategy and having solid employees in your business is a part of the foundation of growing your business and giving it that launch pad that it wants and needs to take it to where you want to go. Like, because I'm assuming you guys all have goals for your business. So we will, maybe at the end of this video, we'll have like a description, like an example of a junior shop attendant description and a senior shop attendant description, so that you guys can kind of see, and if you want to copy it word for word, honestly, go for it. And then you as the business owner, it is your responsibility to communicate these responsibilities very clearly to your employees. What is their job title? What are their responsibilities? And then you also need to have some sort of understanding of like, how are you going to not only, like we talked about promoting people and having like a path for acknowledging work well done, but then you also need to understand how are you going to fire people, because you do need to fire people that aren't performing. And I know a lot of small business owners, you hire within the networks that you know there could be some emotional turmoil around that, but respectfully, you need to get over it, because you holding on to an employee just because you're so awkward and you can't figure out how to fire them, that has actually the potential to tank your business. And so you also need to understand, like, is there a discipline route in regards to, like, maybe you do a 3-strike rule, maybe, you know, but anytime an employee messes up, you do need to talk to them. I would say within 48 hours at most, you need to have a conversation with them and be very direct about what they did wrong, what you want them to do, and then very clearly, like, let them know that, like, if this behavior continues, that they will be fired. So there's just a lot of people looking for work here, and there are a lot of good people looking for work. And so my whole thing is, like, you want to fire as quickly as you can so that you can find a person that fits well into your business, because there are people that exist that want to fit well into your business. So those are the 2 core things that I think you guys should start with when it comes to your HR strategy. And as your business grows, again, you will need to transform and morph your strategy, but this is where you guys can start. So if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in our comments, like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in our next video. Thanks.